In Paris, middle-aged Shepard staggers home after work, drunk, disheveled, and desperate to relieve himself. With no restroom in sight, he urinates before a huge statue, but a strange glow erupts nearby, and he bolts in terror. Cut to Professor Marie-Joseph Jose, a renowned physics scholar rumored to border on the occult. An expert on ancient Egypt, he's conducting telepathic experiments convinced life can continue after death. At the National Museum of Natural History sits a 136 million year old pterosaur egg. Jose uses his mind to coax it open. A giant pterosaur hatches. He puppeteers the creature, sending it through the glass roof. But a momentary lapse lets it crash onto a passing car, triggering a fatal wreck that plunges the vehicle into the river. Shepard witnesses the catastrophe and reports to police, claiming a dinosaur caused the car to fall. Panic spreads, workers stay home, and the president orders the national police to prioritize the case. We meet Andrzej Borowski, Dr. Menard's young botanical assistant, and avid reader who adores adventurous author Adele Blanc-Sec. He writes her love letters, but Adele rebuffs him. She's off in Egypt trying to steal the mummy of Patmosis, a famed scholar and royal physician to Ramesses II. Adele hires two locals, slips into Patmosis' tomb, and clears a blocked entrance. The men reveal they're thieves after the tomb's jewels. They try to send her away, but find they can't escape without her help. They agree to let her take the mummy while they seize the gold and soon find a treasure-filled coffin. As they pocket loot, an anti-theft mechanism activates, killing the thieves. Before Adele can react, Professor Deuvel bursts in with police. He knows her and demands why she seeks the mummy. Adele admits she wants Patmosis to heal her sick sister, believing the dead can be revived per Jose's writings. Deuvel scoffs, orders her arrest, and plans an execution. Given a last wish, Adele asks for a cigarette, then shoves Deuvel into the mummy-making machine, sets the tomb ablaze, dives into Patmosis' coffin, and pushes it down a well leading to a river. Deuvel's men rescue him in time. Back at the museum, Menard finds the shattered pterosaur egg. Staff assume vandalism, but Menard sees the shell still attached to the amniotic membrane. An internal force split the egg and the pterodactyl escaped. Inspector Capone arrives. Menard steers him to Professor Jose instead. Jose, feeding the giant bird at home, panics when Capone knocks. He conceals the creature, invites the inspector in, and serves boiled eggs. The pterodactyl lashes out, attacks Capone, then flies off. Horrified, Capone orders Jose's arrest. Adele returns from Egypt with Patmosis' mummy to care for her bedridden sister, injured years earlier when a hairpin lodged in her head. She ignores Andre's many letters. Later, seeing another letter drop, she notices news of Jose's arrest and death sentence. Disguised as a lawyer, she visits the jail. Jose claims he can revive life, as shown by the pterosaur, but he's powerless while imprisoned. Her disguises fail repeatedly, and she's thrown out. She finally learns Jose was transferred and scheduled for early execution. Desperate, Adele appeals to the president, an old interviewee acquaintance, arguing Jose's scientific value. The president agrees to investigate, throws a ball for his dog, and the pterosaur mistakes it for an egg and strikes. Adele saves the president, but witnesses blame her and she's arrested. Capone hires a South African hunter to track the pterodactyl. At Menard's garden, Andre shows a nest the giant built after he cleverly encouraged it to stay there. Menard praises him. Police release Adele. At home, she baths and reads Andre's latest letter, which reveals the bird lives at the botanical garden. She kisses Andre, asks him to guide her to it. Adele befriends the pterodactyl and uses it to rescue Jose from execution. They hide the beast at the garden. Menard welcomes Jose, old friends. The South African hunter arrives and shoots the pterosaur at point blank, inflicting excruciating pain on both beast and Jose, whose fates seem linked. Menard disarms and drives off the hunter, but the harm is done. With time running out, Adele tells Andre to guard the bird while she and Jose rush to her sister. Jose circles himself with antiquities and begins a ritual. Midway, he falters and dies. Devastated, Adele discovers Jose had revived Patmosis before passing. The pharaoh's physician was buried beside the king. A flashback shows Adele accidentally struck her sister's head with a tennis ball. The sister fell onto a hairpin that lodged in her skull. Patmos, moved, regrets his inability to help, but reveals Jose's telepathic power resuscitated the dead within a 2-kilometer radius. Adele rushes to the Louvre with her sister and Patmos. They slip in. Patmos lulls guards to sleep and helps wake Ramesses II and his retinue. Patmos explains the injury and asks the pharaoh to allow his physician Nosibis to heal her. The pharaoh is annoyed until Adele breaks down and confesses the hairpin was her gift. He relents. Nosibis removes the hairpin, seals the wound with a concoction, bandages the forehead, and the pharaoh kisses the sister to conclude the cure. The sister awakens. Adele and she embrace while Patmos slips away. Weeks later, Andre returns with flowers, gives them to the recovered sister, and begins a romance. Adele boards a ship revealed as RMS Titanic. The film closes with the earlier villain mockingly wishing her a happy journey.